What is going on, everybody? And on here. And tonight we're going to talk about immediate opportunities in Magic the Gathering. For those of you who saw Rudy's video a couple days ago, he talked about how it seems like there's a rotation, not necessarily out of Pokemon, but into Magic. And the returns have been outsized. Neo TCG, Neo TCG, check him out. He did a video today. I actually just got finished watching it. Where he laid out the last 12 months return of Pokemon versus Magic Play and Magic Collectors. And the Magic numbers have absolutely smashed Pokemon. Now, I will caveat that if the reason why the numbers are that much better is because if you're buying at retail, every single Pokemon booster box that's come out in the last year has come out over $200. Whereas Magic the Gathering play boxes, you're getting basically a distro price because there is a lot of it at release, and there's a lot of broke-ass Timmy stores who like to dump the shit just to either try and spend or recoup cost. And since your basis in Magic is infinitely lower than what it is in Pokemon right now, you are going to have outsized returns. So if I pay $100 for a play booster box, it needs to go to $200 to double. If I pay $200 for Pitch Black, guess what? That box has to go to $400, and it's not going to get there anytime soon, at least as far in my opinion. So I want to talk about Magic. There are some immediate opportunities I want to walk through because probably in 2 to 3 weeks, they're not going to exist. So the first of which is Marvel Superheroes Jumpstart. This product came out. It's an absolute home run. It was short shipped to distribution in the first wave. We are now getting a second wave that should land either by the end of next week or early the following week. I'm assuming they're going to ship it with The Hobbit because it's time for them to ship The Hobbit and get The Hobbit moving as well. But this set is an absolute banger. So if I go to my EV tracker here, the expected value with a 50-cent SIF floor is $301 right now. And you can see the cards. You got Loki, $68. Doctor Doom, $64. Vision and Scarlet Witch, $62 and change. Ultron, $53. Devil Dinosaur, $43. Nico, whatever the hell this is, $37. And on and on. So, and each one of these is the rare card in a specific deck. Now, by my best guess, there was about 70,000 Marvel Jumpstart boxes that came out at release. And I was actually shocked that there were so few. And I figured WotC was up to something, but I didn't expect them to have a second wave this close after release. It looks like the second wave is approximately 75% of what the first wave was. And the first wave, obviously, we had some stores that dumped early on because it's Jumpstart. And we can see right here, it went straight up. Now, obviously, we have a little tail here because there was a reprint announced. So that being said, the price of this is going to go down. My understanding is distribution sold, or WotC sold out of everything that they had. So they reached out to distribution to the buyers, said, hey, we need orders. We have a chunk of this. Tell us how much you want. And about 2 days into the process of adjusting purchase orders, my understanding is WotC said no mas. We've sold it all. It's done. No more changes to POs. Now, my fear with this restock, as it is with everyone in the past, and rightfully so, is they dump a second wave, and then all of a sudden you have a tidal wave of products sitting in warehouse at WotC, and this turns into Avatar Jumpstart, where there just seems to be an endless supply. It does not look like this is the case. Perhaps they tightened the print run because they got smart. Perhaps they tightened the print run because these are a giant pain in the ass to print. You have the outside cellophane or the outside wrapper here, and then you have an inner cellophane wrapper. So the printing of these is not an easy, streamlined process. But since, at least as of today, all of the product that WotC has is going to distribution, this product is probably going to dump down to the 120 range. And in 2 to 3 months, it's going to be right back to $165 to $200. The cards are just too good in here. They're too hard to get. I know there are a handful of large stores just trying to get a massive amount of this, and quite honestly, including me. So when this dumps, it's an opportunity to buy. And I know folks don't necessarily like Jumpstart. I just have a hard time believing they're going to continue to reprint this product when they have a million other products that the market's going to eat up, and go from there. So again, I think if you buy this right, it's going to be a relatively quick 50%. And again, Magic is a slow slog until it's not. So it'll inch up, inch up, inch up. And once the market dries up, things start to go parabolic. And I'll show you this, and I'll show you an example in a second. Well, I mean, quite honestly, we can just look at this chart here. It's dried up and it's gone. So, and by the way, for 70,000 boxes, the fact that there's only 1,286 of these on TCG Player it's pretty impressive. So we'll see what happens there. Second item. Foundation's Jumpstart is now sold out at Wizards of the Coast. We got confirmation today that it is gone. In my opinion, they are never going to reprint this again. I know they said Foundations is evergreen. Foundation's Jumpstart sat for a while, and this is the same issue as Marvel Jumpstart. You have the outer wrapper, then you have the cellophane inner wrapper. The expected value of this, we'll just take a look at it real quick. Sorry, I was in the warehouse all day today. Where are we? Where's the Jumpstart? There we go. So the expected value of this is 101. It's $70 with a 50-cent SIF floor. So right now it's upside down. But there are a lot of really good cards in this set. And now that it's out of print, they're going to start to move up. So as the EV moves up, I could see these boxes very easily being $150 by the end of the year. There's not a lot out there. I believe Southern still has some. PhD just went to a 3-box per week limit. They were unlimited 2 days ago. So I think this going out of stock caught everybody by surprise. So this is interesting. So moving on. Tarkir Dragonstorm Commander decks. These are drying up very, very quickly. There's 105 on the market, and that's my sale right there. But if we look here, this is released. Here's the restock. Keeps creeping up, creeping up, creeping up. But what's most important is this guy right here. So, Sultai Arisen has been bought out. There's 24 copies on the market. And if we look at the 1-year chart, it is at an all-time high. 24 copies in the market at $114. One of these decks is 60%, 55% of the value of this. There's 2 other good ones. There's 2 that aren't so good. So as this deck dries up and continues to move up, think Endless Punishment, think Velociraptor. It is going to push the entire sealed display upward. In fact, I would be shocked if this doesn't push up to 250 to 300 relatively soon, because everybody who has these here should probably crack them to sell the individual decks. And then if we look at this real quick, let's see. Yeah, and here you have Team Aurora, $85. So between this and Sultai Arisen, you're at $200. This has no business being at $225. So yeah, $200, and then you're 40. You're $320 if you break it and sell the individual decks. They should not be at $225. They will not be at $225 for long. Now is your opportunity while everybody's sleeping. Next one, Lorwyn Play. Lorwyn Play came out, or Lorwyn came out. Very, very good set. We got a second wave of play boxes right as we were going into Turtles and Strixhaven, and it flooded the market. And what you'll see here, if we look at the 6 months, it started to recover, and we got all the way up to 154. And then the reprint came, smashed it down to 109. It actually, as much product as was out there, it never made it to distribution price, which is a huge positive. 12,000 boxes of this thing sold, which is absolutely more boxes of this have sold than Avatar, which is kind of crazy. 543 boxes left, 200 in last month. This is going to start to move the weight of Edge of Eternities. So, we'll go through this. You're probably looking at 140 bucks a box in a couple weeks. This, as far as I know, this is not on the reprint schedule anytime soon. If that's the case, we could see 160, 170. This could move similar to Bloomburrow. Just saying. And let me check the EV of this real quick because I don't actually know. Play booster box. Yeah, so the EV 68. So the singles are still smashed here. You have the shocks, a couple other cards here, but they will recover over time. And then the last one, this is going to take a while to work through the system. I don't think we're ever going to see a reprint of this, quite honestly. 630 of these. This was 700-800 for a while. There's still a lot of product on the market, but it sold 360 copies. It's selling 10 to 20 copies a day. So the sell-through on this is actually quite good. At $47, not a terrible price. And again, we go back to the EV tracker, which, by the way, ev.anontcg.com. It'll prompt you how to sub. You get a 3-day free trial. Check it out. Quite honestly, it's super useful. In my opinion, I use it all the time, as we see here. So, Turtles Eternal. So this is Commander deck. Expected value 56. 50 cents Sith floor, $46.41. And people are selling it 47, right around there. Now, obviously, you have tax and TCG player. But the fact that the singles have held up so well, once this dries up, this deck is going to push to $75 and $100. It's just going to. Nothing's going to stop it. Now, there's going to be a little bit of time between here and there. But once you start to see this number getting to the low 500s, that's when you have to act, because it's really going to start to move at that point in time. As with all commander decks, and this has an immense amount of value, once the supply dries up, the pricing starts to go parabolic, as we saw with our friend right here. Go, 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 and then straight up. It's just the way the movie works. I don't think you can go wrong with any of these. They are all in a slightly different area of recovery or about to skyrocket. So, I would pay attention to these. If you want to buy them, great. If you don't want to buy them, that's great too. But within the next 3 months, every single one of these SKUs is going to be immensely higher than what it is today, except maybe Jumpstart. But Jumpstart could be, 130, 140, 150. Reprint hasn't hit yet. We haven't seen the impact. But these are all items that are readily available. You can pretty much buy as many of these as possible. In fact, if you want Marvel Jumpstart, I think Forge and Fire is selling them for $115. Absolutely fantastic price. I highly suggest you buy it. You can buy it from me also. We're at 110, but you have to be a sub. So, it's not exactly off the shelf. So anyway, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord. And I love doing these videos. It's a lot of fun when we're talking about Magic.